we go. Hello, everybody. We are all set up today for
Rapunzel.
We're going to do a scene from the movie Rapunzel, where Rapunzel is locked up in her tower, practicing awesome self-isolation, and she does a painting on her wall. So you'll see it as we move along here, but if you love Tangled, Rapunzel from Disney there, this is a good one for you. And my special guest today is
Clara, me.
Clara, you, my little girl. Okay, so for today's colors, what you are going to need is green, or you can always make green by using blue, and yellow. We're using these colors as well today. You are going to need regular black and white, and you're going to need orange and pink. If you don't have pink, you can use white and red. So white and red make pink. Orange you can get from mixing red and yellow. We are also, at the end of this, going to add some gold glitter paint to our floating lanterns, the floating lights.
Yeah.
If you don't have this kind of paint, I'm sorry. If you do, or maybe you can add it in a while when you're able to make it to the stores again.
If it's dry, you can paint. If you don't have it, you can just buy it at
Well, we're not going to stores, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're doing, we are going to use a papa brush today, a mama size brush, and a baby size brush. Okay, I'm using a canvas that's a little bit wider than usual. I use the same size of canvas for SpongeBob. But Clara is using a canvas board, so it's much, much, much thinner.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit smaller, but we're using what we have on hand.
And we can redo it like on the back. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, or this.
You can color with crayons on paper or markers, pencil crayon, however you want to.
And others can teach you. But if you don't know them and you needed to help.
First step. Ready? Are you ready, Clara?
Yep.
Yep. We are taking blue. We are taking white. So I'm going to be mixing, I got it. A little dried up piece of paint fell off from the lid, so I'll just move that over. So I'm going to be helping in mixing the paint colors for Clara first. We are going to do papa brush to start with. Get your papa brush. We are going to take just blue. Just blue. So to start with, I'm getting paint on both sides of my brush. And this part, we're going to start at the top.
Oopsies.
Yeah, you might have to hold on to it. Okay, so for this part here, we're going to start coming down on this side, just making a little bit of a sloped area like that. And then this side, we are going to bring the blue a little bit farther down.
And do you like mine?
Yep, keep on going. We just started, baby. Okay, I'm gonna paint my edges, my top. Clara, your edges are very, very skinny.
And very small.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about this, even if you're using paper, right?
Yeah. Because you just like color. If you miss spots, you just can color it in.
For this part, I'm lining up where that line comes down.
Oh, oops.
Gotta hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do my edge on this side here too.
Oops. I gotta hold it.
Yep.
I make a little bit of those mistakes.
There's no mistakes.
Kind of.
Okay. So as that sits there, for the next part, what we're gonna do is add a little bit. Hang on. Let me do this part. We're gonna take a little bit of white, adding it to the blue, just so it's a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Than that dark blue that we have on there. So it's a little bit. Okay. Now you're gonna add that. Stop. I need some more blue. We ran out quickly on our plate. Be sure to be gentle and nice to those brushes. You want them to last. Okay. So following that bit of a curve of that darker blue, you're going to sort of echo that line. I've got a chunk of paint in there. Going around your edges.
We run out of paint quickly.
So I'm just sort of blending, doing a couple little brush strokes above that darker blue and that light blue to bring it up. Make sure you cover all those white spots, Clara.
Yep.
Okay, then I am adding
Oh no, my baby brush.
a little bit more white to that same blue.
Thanks. Baby brush. Fell.
Readjust this. Clara seems to be a little bit wiggly today.
Yep. So I didn't get that much sleep. Because Daddy was waking me up because he was so loud.
Okay. Then we're gonna come down with that slightly lighter blue, meeting up to that medium blue. Going around that edge. Around that edge. So you have 3 different blues. Lighter, medium, and then dark blue right there. It's gonna dry. There we go.
I need some more mango.
Okay. We already have white on there.
You're running out quickly.
Okay, there you go. Grab more paint. put lots on there, honey. Okay. And more yet, I'm going to grab white, adding it to that blue, make it more of the lighter sky blue. Your easel keeps on moving. More white. You don't need to rinse it.
I'm already done.
You know, we're going to do a little bit more of this light blue. So lighter blue yet. We're just going to layer on top. A little bit around the edge. Oh, there's a bigger. Sometimes dry chunks pop up in our paint.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay. So we have a dark blue, a medium, and a lighter blue, and an even lighter yet. Okay. Then I'm gonna rinse that brush out.
Yay.
Nice and gentle to the brushes. I like to hang on to your brush for a second. Okay. Okay, so when I rinse, I like to do a gentle push on the bottom. Gonna squeegee out that extra water. Do it again.
Yeah, and then dip onto the napkin so you can try it.
Okay, and then you grab your napkin. There's a little bit of paint on the metal part of my brush. Okay. Help Claire clean hers off. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Excuse me.
Now baby brush.
Then the next part, we're going to take green and a little bit of clean white, as my white is already very, very, very blue. Ready? Pop a brush still. Take green, dabbing both sides of that brush into your green. If you have to mix green, again, that is mixing blue and yellow. You want it fairly dark green, so you can add a little bit of black too. So this is going to be the hill. I'm going to start a little bit lower here, just to give that blue a chance to dry. Oh, got another little bit of a clumpy piece for my paint. Try not to touch that blue if it's wet. If you need to wait, you can just pause the video.
Yeah.
Get that bottom edge. Apparently Clara uses a lot of paint.
Yeah.
Nice and relaxing. I'm going to turn mine to the side. Not quite touching your blue just yet. I'm going to do my bottom edge.
What's that?
If you do have a canvas, there's those little folds on the edges. Just try and get those bristles in there. There we go. Okay, ready? I still have a little bit of wet in my blue, but what we're gonna do is there's a hill in the background here that comes up. And it swoops down. And it goes just a little bit up. It doesn't go as high as the one on this side. A little bit more green. There's two of us using the same paint here. Okay. You can go a little bit higher if it's not high enough. Okay, let's just leave it there. Don't worry about it.
What if I need it?
Not yet. Okay, and I'm just gonna line up a hill on that end. And then I'm gonna carry this one through on this side as well. And you can do a little bit of texture. So short little brush strokes. Just short little ones. It looks like it's more grassy. A grassy knoll. Short little brush strokes. I'm gonna do the same thing on my edges, these short little. Still using that papa brush. Dishwasher. Okay, so that is going to sit and dry. I'm going to put Papa in the water because we are done with our Papas right now. That's all we need that for. Next step, so if your blue is dry,
Mine is dry.
so if you can tell the difference, my blue is matte and my green is shiny. That means my green is still wet. My blue is nice and dry. So for this part, what we're gonna do is some floating lanterns. Because it's in the background, we're gonna work on our background first. So you're gonna take yellow. Not too much yellow. Oops. Got my phone, sorry about that. Try and readjust this again. Okay, yellow. A little bit of orange. It's okay.
Okay.
We still have the wet sky blue. No, don't put your fingers in it, thank you.
I'm going to get it out.
That's okay. Yellow, blue. Okay, so a clump of the dried orange paint fell into the yellow. That's not a big deal. Okay, so we still have our sky blue or light blue, and then we have yellow and orange. In taking your baby brush, I'm going to start taking some yellow. Make myself some elbow room here. So we're going to do tiny dots close to this hill. And they are going to be a little bit random. So do some not so close together, in between. Okay, so I'm pressing very lightly. Now, as we start moving up, so the lanterns are going to come up through the middle part here of the canvas. But as we get big or higher, I'm going to press just a little bit harder. That makes my bristles on my brush fan out. Helping create bigger lanterns.
Mommy, I'm getting really higher.
And just be careful and watch how much you're actually putting on there. You don't want to put on a big glob of paint and then have it run down. So a little bit bigger. A little bit harder. Press. Spreading those lanterns out across. Just that a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to put some on the top part of my edge too. Okay. Let's do a couple maybe wandering farther back. Okay. You can rinse that out. I'm going to take orange. And then I'm going to put, make sure you dry that off when you rinse it so that it doesn't help your paint drip. I'm going to do a few tiny little orange ones slowly, not as many as the yellow, less than the yellow.
I'm going to do how old I am.
Okay. You're not 7.
I'm 6.
Did you forget?
Yeah. I was a little bit tiny.
So making some a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller.
Some a bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
When are we done?
And then just go up a little bit more. And then I'm going to actually choose a few of these to make an orange little box around that yellow. Try and make it a bit of a square. Drawing a square around a circle.
What if we do it too close to others?
Then pick one that's maybe wandering by itself.
One is wandering by itself. Oh, I see one that's wandering by itself. Oh, there's one left alone.
Just gonna add a couple more of these orange ones. And a couple up top.
Me too. What if they start to come down? That means they're out of fire.
Okay, I'm just gonna rinse that orange out.
Baby version.
Nice and gentle. Don't want to knock your dirty water over either.
Yeah. Oopsie
Okay.
doodle, I was kind of dripped on your pants.
Okay. Then, still sticking to that baby brush, I'm going to, excuse me, Clara, move a clump over apparently. take that sky blue that we had done, that lightest of our blue, and then I'm going to start putting some little lanterns flying high in the sky in this blue. They can come down. You can make bigger ones, smaller ones. Do little dots. I'm going to take blue and make some squares around some of those other ones as well. Go around orange.